Like, what is going on with men? Like, men don't put money to the side to take girls. Single men don't put money to the side for girls no more. You gotta charge that shit to the fucking game.
Let me tell y'all why it's so hard for me to date. It is so hard for me to date because I can literally do so much for myself. Like, I'm so independent, y'all. I can take care of myself. I could buy myself whatever I want. I can go buy a new car if I wanted to, bitch. I can do so much for myself, okay? When a man come into my life and think he not finna do shit for me, that's where it goes wrong every single time. Because why would you think I'm finna settle for the bare minimum? And I don't even give the bare minimum to myself. Bitch, I buy myself flowers. I spoil myself. I buy my own clothes, shoes, food, everything. Bitch, why would you think you're gonna come into my life and give me the bare minimum? And think I'm supposed to accept that? See, the problem is some of these men, they would hate to see a woman on top. They would hate to see a woman flourishing and getting more. Like, they don't like the fact that a woman could get more than what they could do for themselves. Like, baby, I don't need a man to take care of me. He never gave bum. I'm not a bum, baby. I take care of myself. But if you're in my life and I'm laying in the bed with you, you're gonna take care of me. You're gonna do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna sit there and lay down with somebody who wouldn't even pay my fucking bills. And that's just me keeping it real. Why? Because I could pay my own bills. I can come out of pocket for my own bills. Never needed a man, but if I'm with a man, baby, yeah.
Man, look at the script here. She starts off bragging about how she can buy cars and pay her own bills, but then immediately pivots to saying a man has to pay them anyway just for the privilege of lying in bed with her. It's a hustle masked as empowerment. She's literally telling you that her independence isn't about being self-sufficient. It's just a leverage tool to demand more while offering absolutely zero peace or partnership in return.
Some of the most foul and ugliest men do not want to spend money on women. They will claim that a woman is a gold digger. God forbid for wanting a gentleman to get her a glass of wine or get her a nice little dinner or something cutesy when you're spending time with her. God forbid a woman wants to be with a provider. But I'm telling you right now, the guys that complain about actually having to spend some money on a woman, they're always ugly. Something's going on with them where they know they're ugly and they cannot stand knowing they have to pay for a woman because they think maybe that's all they have to offer, which is not true. Women do not just look at you and think to themselves oh, I only want to use you for money. No. Yeah, I'm editing, but to add this in here, that some women will, of course, use men just for their money. But the majority of women who want a provider aren't using that as an excuse to just want a guy to pay for everything for them. It's more about the gentlemanly action and not just about using them for money. Although some women are like that, but majority of women are not like that. Women just feel safe around you when they know they feel protected and provided for. And these dummies don't even realize when you spend money on a woman, she will make your life so much better. She will add to your life and make it more abundant. You will feel so much love from her because if you're pouring into her, she will pour back into you 10 times more. But these dum-dums don't realize that. They don't realize that when you actually want to provide for that woman, she will feel the most feminine, loving, and give so much back to that woman or to that man. But all they see is just money. My money is being spent. Okay, what else would you rather spend it on? Your boys? You want to be alone? You want to be alone and sit on your couch and be alone? Or do you want a beautiful woman by your side to spoil and take care of, and she takes care of you, and you have a fun partnership and do fun things together and companionship? But you want to complain about maybe spending a little bit of extra money to enjoy that woman's company. Okay, it's either that or you're by yourself or you're alone. Pick and choose your battles here. This is exactly why you guys are lonely. Because you complain about stupid shit. You complain about stupid shit, and it's your one damn job to just provide and be a provider. God forbid you're a provider. Oh my God. Do you know what that's gonna do for you? You would get laid probably every night. You would literally get gourmet meals. Hello? You guys are so stupid. You're not doing it right. It just blows my mind when these men complain about spending money on a woman. It's freaking mind-blowing. It's crazy.
See how fast she jumped straight to insults and shaming when men started closing their wallets? That's the classic play. If you don't comply with the financial extraction, suddenly you're ugly, foul, and stupid. She tries to claim it's about a gentlemanly action, but then slips up and says it's a man's one damn job to provide. It's pure manipulation, designed to make men feel insecure about their manhood, just for expecting basic accountability and mutual respect in dating.
I've been going on dates for the past 2 weeks. When I say I'm not satisfied, this what the fuck I got to choose. When you take me on a date, you open up my fucking door. You open up the door, you pull out the chart if it's a chart, and you cut my fucking steak if it's a steak. I'm always gonna order a steak to see if you got some fucking home training, hoe. If you take a female on a date, she order a steak, you cut it. The fuck? They pre-cut it, then you cut it. Be a gentleman. Be the gentleman. You trying to gently touch on this ass? Do the work. Do the work. We going on multiple dates. You want some ass from me? We going on multiple dates. We putting in effort. Bitch, we doing what we gotta do to get some ass. Fuck home.
Nah, bruh. Cut your steak? Are you serious right now? This is exactly why men are saying no and leaving these dates unsatisfied. You're out here demanding a man do the absolute most, acting like an overseer on a checklist, but you can't even articulate what you bring to a man's life besides an attitude and expectations. If the bare minimum requirement to be in your presence is acting like your parent at a dinner table, you can keep that steak and eat it by yourself.
This girl asked me, if a man asks me on a date, do I expect him to pay for the date? I said, if he asks me on a date, I would expect that, yes, he pays for the date. She said, same. She said, now, if he asks you on this date, shouldn't he pay for your hair, nails, all this other stuff? I said, no. She said, why? He's the one that wants to take you on the date, so he should pay for you getting your nails done, you getting a new outfit, and you getting your hair done. I'm like, so you're basically a prostitute. And she's like, whoa, no, I'm not. And she got super offensive. But my thing is, if he could pay for all that, why can't he pay for in between your legs? And I asked her, if a friend invites you to a birthday party and you say yes, do you expect your friend to pay for your hair, nails, and outfit? She's like, no. I said, so why would you expect a stranger who knows nothing about you to do the same? We went back and forth on this topic, y'all, for about 30 minutes. And finally, I'm just like, you know what? Listen, I just feel like my time is very valuable. You can't buy my time. If I actually agree to a date, it's because, okay, I see some interest in you as well. And I will also like to, you feel me, invest that time into you. Why do I feel like he should invest in me and he don't know me? He already invested in the date. Like, damn. Now, if he's my man, absolutely. Baby, I need my nails done. Baby, I need my hair done. But he's not. He's a stranger. I don't know, y'all. I feel like there's a lot more birds on the ground than in the sky. What do y'all think? Am I wrong right now? Am I being a pick-me? She called me a pick-me. Is that a pick-me?
She is definitely not a pick-me. She's just one of the few left with actual home training and self-respect. The other girl really thought a man should pay for her hair, nails, and outfit just for an invitation? That's extortion, plain and simple. Men are saying no to these wild expectations precisely because we see through the game. And it's dope to see a woman finally keep it real about how hustle culture has completely ruined modern dating.
$600,000 a year so you could be with me is ridiculous. The other piece of it is too, if you are walking into the relationship saying you need $50,000 a month, that means in some way I've already earned it without you. I built this life without your support, without your help, without your sacrifice, without your time. And just because God made you, you're supposed to get this money. That's not how it works. That's called prostitution. Right? And the crazy part about it is, yes, in my relationship with my wife, if there's a big purchase, will she ask me, hey, is this okay? Yes. Most times I'm saying yes anyway, because I know you're not going to put the family in peril based on your purchases, right? But that's because when I was 17 and I walked into Monsanto Park, you was 16 and you ain't have nothing and I ain't have nothing. No. That's not the conversations we're talking about.
He said exactly what needed to be said. Demanding $50,000 a month just for the privilege of your company is wild behavior. You didn't sacrifice with him, you didn't build with him, but you think you're entitled to $500,000 a year just because you showed up? That ain't how the world works, and men are tired of the entitlement. If you want a man with that kind of bag, you better be ready to bring something heavy to the table besides just an attitude.
Okay, y'all. So something I have noticed that's been on my mind lately is I live in Dallas. It might be different in other cities, but just what I've noticed going out in the past year is men do not buy drinks for women out here. Like, and it might be different for other girls. Maybe I'm not that girl, but in the years I've been going out, I've only ever had one man offer to buy me a drink. Ever. And it's like, y'all can make conversation with me at the bar, but don't offer to buy me a drink. Like, what's up, babe? What's going on?
What's going on is that men are finally wising up to the drink hustle. Why should a man buy you a drink just because he's standing next to you at a bar? You have your own money. Buy your own liquor. We're saying no to paying for the privilege of your company when we don't even know if you're pleasant to talk to. If a conversation isn't enough to keep you interested without a free beverage, then you're at the bar for the wrong reasons anyway.
What happened to men being simps? Men just aren't simps anymore, and that's a problem. No wonder we have a male loneliness epidemic. You're not simps anymore. You all think you're Sigma. Meanwhile, you're not touching a woman. A woman's not even letting you look at her. It's because you're not a simp. Praise, worship, compliments, gifts, yearning. You gotta be obsessed with women. That's how you get them. Like, it's logic. You're listening to a stupid podcast where some guy is trying to sell you protein powder and he's saying, you can't be a simp. Yeah, you do. You can, and you should. We need more simps out here. That's how you get laid. It's not because you're chugging protein powder in your basement. It's because you're being a simp. That's what's gonna do it. You won't be lonely anymore. I guarantee it. Simp it up. It's just that simple. Okay.
This is pure comedy right here, bruh. She is literally begging for men to be simps again because the free validation and effortless financial extraction have completely dried up. It's hilarious how they try to sell yearning and obsession as logic, when it's really just a manipulation tactic to get men back to funding a lifestyle they didn't build. Men aren't staying single because of protein powder. Men are choosing peace over paying a tax just to be looked at.
So I'm getting my nails done, and the guy called me and he asked me what I'm doing. And I said, I'm getting my nails done. He didn't offer to send no money. He just said, okay, well, call me back when you finish. I said, okay. So in today's society, I'm supposed to stop talking to him because he didn't offer to send me any money, right? Why do y'all do that? Why is it that it's a man's responsibility to keep up with your upkeep? You was already going to get your nails done anyway. Why do he have to now get it done just because he happened to call you at the time where you were getting the service done? It makes no sense to me, and I really want y'all to make it make sense to me, because why is that, ladies? Like, why? What is this? Like, is this another woman's rule? I don't.
It's actually hilarious because she completely exposed how basic logic completely short-circuits the hustle. The fact that other women genuinely think a man should cash app them just because he happened to call during a nail appointment is pure comedy. It shows you how far gone the collective delusion is. Men are finally laughing at these ridiculous penalties and saying no, because the moment you comply with that nonsense, you're setting a precedent to be treated like an automated teller machine.
One thing about me is I don't like a cheap man. If you're not going to spend money, you're not going to be around. I don't care. I'm not one of these girls that's going to act like I don't want something for my birthday. I'm not going to act like a little bouquet and some cheap ass chocolates is enough for Valentine's Day. I'm not going to tell you I don't want anything for Christmas. You're going to spend some money and you're going to like it. I like men that like to spend money on their woman. That's what I like. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to be with a man that I could see the pain in his eyes when he has to take out his card and pay for something. I don't want to be with a man that thinks buying dinner is considered tricking. And I know I'm ruffling the feathers of all the broke-ass, bum-ass men that are watching this video right now, and they think, oh my God, this woman's so entitled. Men invented being entitled, okay? And right about now, I know you guys are typing in the comment section, make your own money. I do. That's the thing. That's why I don't have to giggle at a joke that I don't think is funny. That's why I don't have to settle down with a broke, dirty, loser, dusty bum of a man, right? Everything is taken care of over here. So if you can't add to my life, you can get the fuck out of my face. Okay? Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Notice the psychological trick she tries to pull at the very end. She brags about making her own money specifically so she doesn't have to giggle at a joke that isn't funny, completely admitting that her presence is entirely transactional. She views human connection as a financial negotiation, where she expects a man to pay a premium just for her to be pleasant. It's a textbook example of modern entitlement, demanding that a man enthusiastically drain his bank account while she proudly vows to bring zero warmth, peace, or genuine attraction to the table.
You're not getting in my panties without you coming out the pocket, period.
See, that's crazy.
And it's not even a case where I call it selling. See?
What is it then?
No, because I'm not going to say pay me and I'm going to give you.
Asking for something, that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, explain.
You have to do it with class.
Right,
I call it doing it with class. So I'm going to ask you for something.
Right.
If you don't give it to me, you don't provide it, I don't want to talk to you.
That's fine.
This is pure comedy, bruh. I'm not selling, I'm just asking for something. And if you don't give it to me, I'm leaving. That is literally the exact definition of a transaction. But she really thinks adding the word class magically turns it into romance. It's hilarious how fast they will move the goalposts when you mirror their logic back to them. Men are laughing at this hustle now and walking away because we realize the class she's talking about is just a premium price tag on a regular product.
Let's be real. A lot of women say they want a king, but all they bring to the table are demands, attitude, and queen energy. They want loyalty, protection, provision. Cool. But ask what they offer? Crickets. Or worse yet, they'll say, I am the table. Newsflash. Self-love is not a replacement for being a good partner. And being difficult, not a personality trait. It's not feminine energy. It's entitlements wrapped up in affirmations and filters. And if it's all take and no give, just don't be shocked when the men stop showing up.
It's honestly just disappointing that this even needs to be said out loud, but it's the cold truth about the state of our relationships. He's pointing out how feminism and internet culture have tricked a whole generation into believing that being difficult is an achievement instead of a liability. They want the traditional benefits of a protective, paying man, but they completely reject any traditional cooperation or respect that makes a man feel valued. When it's all take and no give, the spirit of partnership dies. And that's why men are quietly checking out. Look at the entire landscape of modern dating right now, bro. The game is completely exposed. We've watched women aggressively demand full financial provision, try to rebrand basic transactions as class, and throw absolute tantrums the second men look at the balance sheet and say no. They've weaponized shaming language, calling men broke, sassy, or dusty, simply because brothers are refusing to fund a lifestyle they had zero part in building. The hypocrisy is wild. They scream about independence, but the minute a man treats them as an equal partner, suddenly he's a bum. What they don't realize is that men aren't walking away because they're broke. They're walking away because they are completely exhausted by the lack of accountability, reciprocity, and peace. You cannot expect a king's protection and provision when your only contribution to the table is filters, attitude, and financial demands. Men have finally realized that being alone in peace is light years better than paying a premium to be tolerated by a narcissist. The entitlement era is hitting a wall because men are finally holding the line. If you're tired of the games and want to keep getting this raw, unfiltered truth, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.